So, so who is the real Arsini? Because on many of your social media, you have the JK Josh, the gay Arsini, and I saw another one. It was like you have like Jay's GF, but then like there's no actual post from it. It's just like a random.
She's real. She's right across from me, actually. She's the one that was talking.
Okay.
People do think she's fake, but she's not. uh, yeah, so I don't know how to answer that. Like, can you ask another like follow-up question so I know better how to answer it?
um. Well, like, yeah, because there's like all the different ones, and like, and then even on the like your main account, you have like your girl name is Allie, and then your guy name's John. So it seems like there's so many different like iterations of you. So like, I don't know, what do you feel is like the truest one, or like?
I mean, I think all of them together are the truest one.
So like, if you were like just walking in the grocery store and like someone's like, "Hey, who are you?" And like, what would you tell them?
You mean like if they recognize me?
Sure.
I mean, if they recognize me, probably Arsini, because that's my artist name.
Mm,
But I generally introduce myself just as like Josh, like from a day to day. And so like in particular instances that I'm comfortable, uh, I might, as Allie, more feminine. Uh, when I'm presenting more feminine, like particularly with the wig and stuff. But yeah, like my real name is Josh. So like I don't like someone says like, "Hey, how's it going?" Like I don't usually say like, "Oh, I'm Josh slash Ali slash Arsini." Like they'd be like, "What the fuck?"
AKA.
So when does Allie come out?
Um, when I wanna when I wanna be like that, and I wanna be particularly girly and cute and a slut.
Nice. So Allie's a slut.
Yeah, like at least an E slut, but I'm probably too reserved to be considered a real slut.
I see. So Allie's more like the one that like kind of leads guys on, and just to get the free drinks.
No, I mean, it doesn't have to just be free drinks. I'm not that mean. I'm not that picky. I just don't like annoying or dumb people. You know what I'm
That's right.
saying? It's really hard to find people that aren't dumb or annoying.
For
But
sure.
I don't know. Like I know probably on my profile I seem like a total jerk, but I'm not a total jerk. I feel like I have good qualities, like as far as my genuine, not performance artist self slash shit poster.
Yeah, I noticed that you like the shit post. Like you'll sometimes say things that are like obviously false. What was one? I noticed that you did that like on the acapella album too, where it was just like really fantasy, like made up stories. Where like you're on a horse, then you're a cop, and then
Surprised you heard that. Like I didn't expect anyone to listen to that. Yeah, I was born in '93. If that helps, like when when did I start that? Like that one went from 1984 or something to 1991. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
my alternate.
Oh, gotcha. So it's like an alternate universe you were like living through.
I guess.
Oh, So, and then you have a lot of like self-deprecating humor and stuff in your music too, and just a lot of out there stuff. So, like, one of my questions is, what do you think about Dadaism?
Oh, like what was that guy's name? That okay, like Duchamp, the guy that did the toilet, and he said like, "This is art." Um, yeah, I like it. I think it's cool. I think that maybe I do sort of similar stuff in with what I do, just not in the same way. But I respect that. Like I know a lot of people are kind of sometimes like pretentious about it. Like that's not art. And I mean, I guess you could say the same thing about me, but other people would disagree.
Right? I am the beholder and all that, right?
Right, right.
Hmm. So, so I know you have the Ally Josh thing, and it says on your profile that you are gender fluid. So, what does gender fluid mean, or what does it mean to you?
I was saying it's just like a label, and it's generally like you feel more feminine sometimes and you feel more masculine other times, and it's just like about how you present. So like I've never really been any different. The only thing that's changed really since all of this gender fluid shit is just like how I'm outwardly presenting. So like it's not that big a deal, I guess.
So, gender fluid just means that you present yourself as female sometimes.
Yeah, and I think too, like for me, like certain things I think are more traditionally feminine or more traditionally masculine. So like for instance, you know, in my relationship with my fiance, like I'm very submissive generally and like to cuddle up to her and all that stuff. And you know, and I like to be cute sometimes and the attention and whatever all else. And then in other aspects, like I can be kind of aggressive and like with my rapping, I'm generally in more of a masculine state.
I get that. I like to be cute sometimes too. I was,
Oh,
am I able to show? Oh no, because like yeah, I actually have a Hello Kitty phone case here. You know,
see,
Hello Kitty pride.
good to be proud.
Yeah.
Can you be gender fluid without being cute or anything like that? Like,
You can. Uh, you just won't be cute. It's funny.
Gotta make that money, honey, right?
that's why I'm broke.
Gender.
Yeah, you gotta strut that stuff, Steven. Like, come on.
I'll work on it.
I had a beard like yesterday or today. No, maybe today. I changed my mind about it. Actually, I didn't want it for very long. I usually change my mind after a couple days.
After a couple
So
days of what?
with having a beard, I can grow one in like 2 days or one day.
That's skills.
Nah,
A whole beard in one day.
Magic.
I would like to be able to have more control.
Are you controlling about your art, or is it pretty free flowing?
What do you mean by that?
Well, you know, like, cause like everyone kind of has their like brand, right, and their kind of construct that they try to stay fitted into. You know, do you
Okay.
like is like the gender fluid part of your brand, or does it just like sometimes come out like be just because as part of you, and then your music balances to that?
Yeah, I think that it's become a part of my brand because my brand is a part of me, and I think that I'm controlling to an extent, like for instance, what I want out there. Like I wouldn't want somebody else saying, "Oh, you need to do this for your marketing, or you need to do that, or you need to write a song about this." Like I want to do what I want to do, and like I wouldn't want to be in a probably a group with somebody for that reason and stuff. But as far as the image as a whole, like I feel like it's pretty free flowing. Like I think that it's kind of I think I like that it's a mixture of kind of a character or characters maybe, and kind of my genuine self, and kind of a mix of the two, and you're not totally sure. I kind of like fucking around with that, and you're not totally sure which one is real, and which thing is not. And although I know some people are very dedicated to it, like Lil B, but I am not. And I think to not always be dedicated to a character.
That's cool. So you let them come as come and go as they please, kind of.
Like sometimes I don't feel like being that way for a couple weeks or a month, and I'm like, what's wrong with me? And then I'll do some stupid shit, and I'll be like, oh, I'm on my shit again, I guess.
Like, do you have with your art, and like what do you try to like offer to the world with your art?
What was the question? The last question you asked?
Like, what are you trying to offer to the world with your art?
When making beats. Uh, that's a good question. I think that um, I my thing that it's always been. I mean, I think that the description is sort of cheesy, but maybe I can make it explain it in a not as cheesy way. But my thing I've always wanted to do was like kind of make people think about stuff, and myself as well. So like when I'm doing whatever I'm doing, and it started out as music, but it's kind of developed into like I guess like conceptual art and performance art and stuff. Um, I think that I don't remember where I was going with that, but anyway, um, it's something that God, what the fuck was I saying? Um, hold on. Oh yeah. It's something that makes me think when I'm doing it. Like, what are people responding to, and why are they responding this way? And I want that from other people too. Like when people see something, like they're thinking about why they're reacting in this particular way. And so I think that something that I've always done, but something that actually really just the gender fluidity stuff only helps with is kind of getting people to think out of the box a bit and be like, okay, so like this isn't maybe what I expected, but this is who this person is, and I want to kind of show that you can be yourself. And I think a lot of people, especially in like rap and hip hop, are afraid of that, particularly with doing it in the ways that I do, um, and and just not caring so much what people think, and just kind of taking in everything around you. And I try not to be too judgmental. Like I know maybe I can seem like I am, but like genuinely, I don't really hate that many people. Like I don't hate people that are bigoted necessarily. Like, I think that there's good in most people. Um,
Perhaps
would
those
like-
people are just ignorant. They don't know anything. They just haven't learned yet.
yeah, and you know what's cool is, like, you know, I've gotten a lot of people that, like, I've interacted with a lot of people that weren't really used to this, used to somebody fucking around as much as I do, or being a boy and dressing up as a girl, or whatever you want to call it. And but like in getting to know me, and like however that they do, um sometimes become more accepting of that, um and just in general more accepting of people, I think, being themselves. And I've had a lot of people message me stuff like, hey, like, you're really inspiring, and tell me like secrets about themselves that they would never tell publicly, because it does help them. So I think maybe that's something that people don't see as much, but like I know that on the surface it looks like maybe everybody hates me. That's not true. There are also a lot of people that are feel very, I think connected with me and what I represent.
That's cool. But as far as the people that hate, I noticed on one song though, what was it? I Hate You. You said that you hate all musicians. So,
Oh.
question, Arsini, why do you hate me?
Okay. To explain that, first, I don't know if you heard this part, but in the beginning of that mixtape, I say these were all songs that I'd made when I was younger, and I am not responsible for anything that I say. But I remember at that time, I was 19. Now, I'm 24 now. It was a while ago. And it wasn't necessarily something that I felt all the time, but it was like capturing a state of mind of like the negativity that I was feeling at the time. Like, I hated everything.
I see.
Um, I think a lot of people do that, and a lot of artists do that, and so maybe they're talking about some terrible thing, like they're gonna kill somebody or whatever, like, but it doesn't mean that they actually feel that way, but it might mean that they felt that way in that time of writing the song.
Right. And we all have those moments of like, fuck, I need to like kill something. You're like,
It's a little easier to get irrational when you're younger too.
What?
Yeah.
I was saying it's a little easier to get irrational when you're younger too. You just go off the walls. Say
Right.
something.
And so that's kind of like that whole 21 Under project was like kind of my younger and more edgy self. Like the picture of it is a picture of me when I was 18 that is really funny to me, because I had posted it on Facebook, and then I got into college, and soon after I started getting called in to the judicial affairs office, and then like ever since then, like until I had graduated, they were on me, like thinking that I was dangerous and a school shooter and all
Oh
that
God.
stuff. So
They're watching
I just
you, but they can't catch these guys with the obvious signs at these high schools that are shooting at these high schools.
Yeah.
They're on you.
I understand why, but like to me, I guess it just seemed ridiculous. And I would post this video of I would post this one video about a movie about a school shooting or something, because I thought it was cool. And they called me in like the next day, and he's like, "Why'd you share this video?" I'm like, "I don't know, because like the movie was cool, I guess." And he's like, "I know you heard about that school shooting in Ohio." Like, no, I didn't. Like, I don't watch the news. But yeah, it was pretty stupid.
Yeah, and the other thing with that, like, it's so silly because like with art too, like you may just be like expressing a feeling. It's like even if you're like, oh, I shoot this up and da 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 whatever in a song, it doesn't mean you're gonna act it out. talking about a feeling.
Some line about them. I mean, I had one song like I wrote back then when I was really like a song I was really pissed off at everything called "Fuck You Please," and I made a reference to that. I said something like um I like something like I like human centipede. That must mean I want to stitch you ass to mouth so you can finally get the sick shit that I rap about. Uh, yeah, lots of dumb things.
Yeah, if I didn't tell you there's a lot of humor in your music, I had no idea what I was going to be listening to. So then the first song that I heard of yours was "Just Kidding," and that was pretty dark. But then after that, all the rest of them were pretty funny. So I was like, oh, it's not as dark as I thought he was going to be. But yeah, I
Yeah,
had no idea what I was getting into.
yeah, and so like the whole idea behind that whole project that the Just Kidding like song was on, Just Kidding EP was like my whole image is so humorous, but like this is kind of a play on words, like to say I'm just kidding about kidding. And so
Right.
like a lot of it is actually, even though some of it may be kind of comedic to a degree, the undertones were all pretty dark.
Yeah. Yeah. I liked it though. That was a good song.
Thank you. Yeah, that's like my favorite song I've ever done, at least one of them.
Yeah. Also like the ones where you made fun of Hobson in one. That was pretty funny. And then they started. I don't know what's going on at the end there. Like maybe you weren't making fun of. Maybe you actually had a crush on him or something.
Yeah, that was the concept. Like a fan that's like trying to act like they hate them so much, but then like really they're obsessed with them. This is just
Yeah. I thought it was. Yeah, I thought that was a fun song. I watched the music video too, so I got to see that part of it too. But that made me laugh. That and what was the one? Oh yeah, Kendrick Lamar stole my beats.
music. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
What?
I said that was pretty funny too.
Thank you. Yeah, that one's got like the most reach I've got on my own for a song anyway. The only other one was actually the one that Hobson shared, the I Suck at Everything one, which I don't even like that song, but
No.
at least he
What
shared
about
it.
Donald Trump as a wiener?
I do like that song. I was talking to somebody about this the other day, because he was asking me to do a Trump song, and I was like, I already did one, but nobody heard it.
I just heard it today. But I thought
Yeah.
the funniest one to me is probably out of the ones that I heard was probably "Please Respond." That
Oh
one.
yeah. It was like a mini meme hit, maybe. Somebody said they saw it on the cringe Reddit page or something, but yeah, that was cool. That was really fun. Um, yeah, I miss those days of 2012 and when like social media wasn't so shitty.
Yeah.
Back when you actually had reach. Like I was running a page back then, like a meme page, and but in 2013 he changed everything. I don't know if you're aware, but it's like it was dead. Like nobody sees shit anymore, so I just couldn't really use the page anymore. And that happened with a lot of people.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, it just makes you think like what could we have if that doesn't if that wasn't happening.
Right.
But yeah.
You're talking about what new laws that they passed, or just something they did with the website that you're using, or
Changes that they make with social media, not laws so much as just like rules that they change within it. Like they make it harder to reach people, and we're like they're trying to make it more advertiser based, so you gotta pay more money or else people don't see your content, stuff like that.
all the little guys just get, you know,
Yeah, and of course
all
they
that.
don't want pages because none of those people are gonna pay money.
Right.
And that sucks.
Yeah, that's rough. Are there any are there any new maybe types of social media or ways to get your creations out there to other people?
Um,
I know we've been working on it, but
what are you asking exactly?
well, like maybe instead of Facebook or something like that, maybe maybe there's a newer social media app or site that's more um, friendly to the user that isn't rich.
I mean, no, they're all shit. But but I will say I don't really like this app personally, but Snapchat is cool because you can like directly chat with people. So like if you want to send out a message, you can send out a message directly to 200 people at one time. If you do that shit on Facebook, people think you're spamming them, but that's the normal Snapchat, so it's fine.
Right. I've
So
never
that
used
is that.
Snapchat. So.
Huh?
I've never used Snapchat, so I'm learning something here.
Yeah, I mean that's cool for that. But I think Snapchat's generally pretty boring, um, but it's a good way to directly reach people without feeling like you're bothering them. And then besides that, I mean, there's not a lot of new stuff. It's just like we're not. I don't think we're in the age anymore of like where we had MySpace for a while and then it died down. Like these sites aren't dying down; they're just adapting, so they're gonna be here for a long time.
Yeah.
Much as I kind of hate it, but you gotta just kind of figure out ways around what they're doing, I guess. And so I might have to bring back my page since I've maxed out. But like something that I did was I abandoned my page and went on my profile and made my profile my page, basically.
Huh.
So since doing that, like I've gotten way more reach than I did on my page.
Okay.
I, I don't know, but yeah, those are some examples. You just gotta like figure out how to make it work for you if you can.
That's the name. It's the name of the podcast. Figure it out.
I didn't hear that. Okay, figure it out. Got it.
Woo, free shout out. Some other stuff I saw on your profile too that like you did some schooling, I guess, in a military academy.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's not real.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure because there's some things that I see and I'm like, well, I know that's not real. But then there's other things where it's like it could be.
This long story, but I can't think of a long story right now. So I'm sorry. I would have made it up right now if I could have.
Do you have any opinions on the military right now?
Not really. The only thing that I would say is like, I mean, I don't know what these people are doing individually and stuff, but as a whole, like there's been times, and I think that there may be times now where America is going after people that it shouldn't be going after anyway, and so like I wouldn't want to be a part of that personally, and yeah,
That's fair.
you know what I'm saying.
So with this new age, as far as like getting the reach to your fans and everything, what do you think about this age with like social media and actually where like fans and artists have more like um, have so much more interaction nowadays?
I think it's cool. I mean, like you've got people that are able to reach people that they never could before. Like you used to have to like be well known in your local scene or like have a record label sign you or something like that. And now like if you're buzzing on social media, you're good. And some people aren't even buzzing that much on social media and they're still good. Like you don't need um to be super famous to be doing all right. Um, and I think it opens up a new door for communication and for feeling like, I guess, more intimate with the artist that you follow. Like, you're gonna feel more attached to somebody that you're seeing their posts and what they're like on a day-to-day basis than you are when it was just, oh, I heard this song from this person and then I don't hear from them again until their next song comes out.
Right. Hmm. Do you who are some of your favorites that are like big or quote unquote famous, that like inspire you or that you draw from for your work?
Does it have to be musicians? Can it be like anybody?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Any art, I guess.
I'll include that though. I'd say like Eminem, of course, and you know, he is one of my favorite rappers, but he's not in like my top 5 or anything. But I would say Tupac because of like what he represented as a whole. Um,
Mhm.
I know a lot of people say that, but whatever. He was really just he didn't give a shit about what you said, and he was doing a lot of good, I think.
Yeah.
Atmosphere is my favorite group. You probably know who they are because you have a God Loves Ugly like profile picture.
Right. The Atmosphere, they're like my dad's growing up. It's great. They replaced the father figure for me,
I just really like how they, for me, the Slug fits the beats that Ant does so perfectly, and like just fits the mood. And he doesn't have the most like fancy or complex flow, but he matches really well, and he's really catchy sounding on it. Like he sounds really good on it, and his lyrics make you think, and he's a good storyteller, and he can talk about anything. So yeah, I just really love them. I really like Cage. Have you ever heard of Cage?
I love Cage. I'm a huge Cage fan. I
Yeah,
I actually met him after a couple of his shows. He's a real sweetheart.
yeah. I met him once. I was like 16. All I remember is like, I mean, he was nice. I think I tried to get a picture with him. I was real excited to get a picture with him, and I saw him, and I said, "Hey, can I get a picture?" And he's like, "What? You're not even gonna shake my hand first?" And I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "I'm just gonna take a picture with you." Okay.
Yeah, he's probably like that. You know what sucks?
Huh?
I had actually got a picture with him, but but it was backstage, and so it was really dark, and my friend forgot to turn the flash on, so the picture just came out black. so, so I didn't want to like bug him to like, hey, can I get another picture? I was like, oh god. So it was cool. At least I got to like meet him and chill and shit.
Yeah. So, it was like it was cool. I actually like I had heard of him before that, but I didn't actually really check him out until he was having that show, and I was like, wait, I've heard of this guy, and I checked him out, and I was really into it. I think he's quitting or something now.
He said he's gonna do one more album. Yeah, we'll
Well,
see.
I wish he would do more like I don't know hip hop sounding stuff because honestly, I haven't liked a whole lot of the stuff recently. But oh well. Um, but I like Tyler the Creator a lot. I feel like he's kind of like he's not as popular, but he's sort of like this generation's Eminem. Like as far as saying whatever he wants and the backlash that he gets, and being edgy and stuff. He's toned down since he started, which is good because I've grown out of that too. um,
Yeah. You get to be a yeah. You grow out of it eventually. 'Cause even Eminem kind of grew out of
yeah,
some earlier
yeah.
stuff that he was doing.
We all
Um,
go through that phase.
Yeah.
uh, Lily Allen a lot. You don't know Lily Allen?
I think that name sounds super familiar. I feel like I've heard it.
A British pop star.
Okay,
Um,
I think I might have heard her stuff, but it's probably been a while.
he was like,
The name
uh,
definitely sounds familiar.
"You I go ahead and smile. Yeah, it makes me smile." Yeah. Uh,
Yeah,
and
that song.
Elliott Smith and his sad, deep lyrics. Jeffrey Lewis. Do you know Jeffrey Lewis?
Uh-uh.
I think that like whatever he is, I don't know, anti-folk or punk, or whatever, folk punk or whatever, um, is fairly similar to rap, and like it's very raw and genuine, and so like what he does is really cool because his lyrics are just kind of very real, and they make you think, and they're very like he's not a good singer technically, but he's very stylistic. So it's very simple instrumentals, and he's just telling you stories, and he sounds so not traditionally good. I'd really like it. Uh,
Yeah, no, I like that anti-folk stuff.
yeah, you should check him out. And uh, Nathan Fielder, Eric Andre, and who else? Alan Resnick. People that aren't musicians that inspire me.
Sweet. Yeah, that's it. Good list. I think I'm a big fan of pretty much most of the people you named. And yeah, and we,
All right.
oh, for Eminem too. Like, I noticed the Eminem on your song "Shit" off the Just Kidding EP. Yeah, because it had that kind of like dramatic, like scenic, like Kim kind of feel to it, where where it's just like this story where you're going.
That beat was actually based off of Kim. Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, I totally felt that vibe.
It's funny. You got it. Like exactly.
Probably as good at that stuff.
Yeah, he's the only person that's actually, I think, said that to me.
What was that? There's like a beat.
Oh, sorry. I said you're the only person that's actually said that exact thing to me.
Oh, yeah. No, I totally felt that vibe on it.
That was fun. That's a fun song to perform. Probably my favorite song to perform.
Shit.
Yeah.
How are the crowds out there in Kentucky?
I mean, for me, they're not super big yet, but I mean, I live in Louisville, which is like the largest city in Kentucky and like the main music city in Kentucky. So we have a lot of shows out here, and a lot of like out here that come out here.
Here's a fun. Do you believe in God?
Not exactly. I would consider myself like agnostic and maybe spiritual. So like I believe that there might be a higher being, that created everybody and that might care about some stuff, but I am not into religion, and because like that's all kind of created by people and they're all different, so like who's to say which one is actually right or wrong, and I kind of find it hard to believe that a god would care about something minuscule, in my opinion. Like, would God really care that I'm wearing a dress? Like,
Well, I mean, God would probably care about everything you do, right? Don't you think God would want you to do good things?
Maybe.
I would hope God doesn't want you to do bad things. Otherwise, I don't want to serve that God.
You would hope, but you know, and so people are like, oh, well, God doesn't want this and doesn't want that, but like, you don't really know. Like, I'm not trying to worry about everything in hopes that this person that I don't even know if exists is gonna condemn me to hell. Like, especially for stuff that I don't feel like is a big deal. Like I would hope, I'll say this. I would hope if there's a God that he or she or whatever it is um is nice and understanding and does not sweat small things. But I could be totally wrong, and we'll see, I guess.
Well,
We'll find out eventually.
well, one would hope that God's a lot more merciful than humans are, right?
Although,
Otherwise, we're fucked.
in like, what'd you say?
Oh, I said one would hope that God's a lot more merciful than humans are.
Well, I heard that. What did he say?
Oh, I said otherwise
We're fucked. Is that what you said?
if God's as merciless as we are.
What if God's a racist? Do you ever think about that?
That would be funny.
I mean, I guess it depends. Like, you don't know which race he's racist against. Maybe he hates white people.
Yeah.
Right.
All this time, it turns out that God hated white people.
All white people go to hell automatically. And
Right.
like, I can't this stuff.
Do you have any last questions for Arsini, Stephen?
No. I mean, your questions kind of touched on anything I was gonna ask. Yeah, I had no idea you're out in Kentucky. I knew you were on the other side of the U.S. though.
Oh yeah, yeah. I believe I'm from Kentucky, and they're like, "What? How do you do this?"
And how is the music scene in Louisville?
Good. There's like shows all the time. Like I said, we've got famous people that come out here all the time. We've got a lot of venues, and we've got a gallery that's pretty cool that Jay's GM, my girlfriend, my real girlfriend, is doing booking for right now. So that's cool. I mean, yeah, really, it's just probably my fault that I'm not doing more shows. Shame on me, but there's a there's a lot of stuff going on.
It's not easy, especially to get started, I'm sure.
I'm just not trying hard enough.
Mhm.
But it's like all I got to do is hit places up and be like, "Can I do a show?" And like, you can. It seems like a lot of people do that.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've done that at places, but usually when that happens, like I tend to like know like the owner or like the or like a bouncer there or like something like that.
Maybe it just depends. There's people here that I think don't really know them, and I've just emailed a couple places, and they're just like, "Yeah, just shoot me a a setup." So I know like at least 3 places that you can do that, and like don't really have to know them, and you can just set a show up.
Mhm.
Well, I'll hit you up at some point. I'll have to come do a show there.
We'll book literally. What wouldn't that be with a book? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We actually could book you. She would book you right now.
Oh, dope.
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah.
Now I know where the plug's at in Louisville.
I don't know that many people, but at least we got that one.
Sure. Well, is there any last things you want to tell your peoples, or any shows or any projects coming up, anything like that?
Shows. I mean, I could, but like most of the people that know of me don't even live in Louisville. But I do have a show coming up on the 23rd at Open Community Arts Center, and I have another show at a strip club called Trixie's on August 28th, I think, with Lil Debbie and Whitney Payton. That was pretty cool. I didn't even, somebody just asked me if I wanted to do that.
Uh,
And, and I'm working on an EP about like kind of self-identity and gender expression and the stages that I went through of that. And I think that it will be cool and relatable for people. So like maybe people that don't really understand it fully or at all could maybe identify with still. And even if they do identify with that too, I think it'll be really neat. And send me. You said you make music. You should send me some stuff after we get off the call, and I could check it out tomorrow.
Okay, for sure. Yeah, I'll send you like my Spotify link.
Okay.
And so cool. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing about yourself with us and for
Well,
people that watch.
you looked like you were gonna laugh all the time.
I'm kind of like, that's happy-go-lucky, kind of my vibe.
Yeah.
I'm not. This is just funny. Okay. Well, thank you all very much. I appreciate it. It's pretty funny and cool how this came about from me wanting a Ben Shapiro interview.
I heart Ben Shapiro. If you can land that, yeah, let me know when you get on his show.
Somebody said I should punch him, but I don't want to punch him. I just want to have an interesting talk.
Yeah, interesting talks are always. I think interesting talks are more fruitful than punching usually.
Yeah. Now that being said, like he probably wouldn't want an interesting talk. He'd probably just want to harass me, but we could still make for an interesting talk, I think.
Right. And one last question: did you have fun?
Yes, I did. Thank you all.
Woo! All right. Have an awesome night, man.
All right. You too. Goodbye. Thank you.
See you.
Feel free to add me on Facebook. All right.